In the next decade, AI could replace millions of jobs, but also create entirely new ones. The way you adapt today will decide if AI is your biggest threat or your greatest opportunity. Headlines warn of millions of jobs at risk. Goldman Sachs says 300 million roles could be impacted by AI. It sounds terrifying, but is it the whole story? What if, instead of a nightmare, this is the start of a new era, one where we work, create, and thrive alongside intelligent machines? In this video, we'll cut through the hype and fear. We'll reveal which jobs are at risk, which new ones are emerging, and how you can prepare for the world that's coming, so you're not left behind. Let's start with the fear because it's real, and it's spreading. This anxiety isn't just a vague feeling about the future, it's a rational response to some pretty startling trends. Unlike past technological shifts that unfolded over decades, the AI revolution is happening at a breathtaking pace that outstrips our ability to adapt, and you can see its impact in the hard data. In July 2025 alone, AI was cited as the reason for over 10,000 job cuts in the US. The tech industry, ironically the very sector that built this technology, has been leading the way in layoffs, with workforce reductions up 36% compared to the same period last year. This isn't some far-off problem. It's happening right now, impacting thousands of families and sending shockwaves through communities. And these aren't just abstract numbers. They represent careers derailed and futures thrown into uncertainty. And the scale of this is staggering. The World Economic Forum's 2023 Future of Jobs report found that a quarter of companies expect to cut jobs due to the adoption of new technologies. Think about that. 1 in 4 businesses, across all sectors, are actively planning to shrink their human workforce. From small local shops to massive multinational corporations, the pressure to automate is becoming universal. So, who's on the chopping block? The data points to a clear pattern. Jobs filled with routine, repetitive tasks are on the front lines. The World Economic Forum lists roles like bank tellers, cashiers, and data entry clerks as some of the fastest declining jobs. These are positions that employ millions, forming the backbone of many local economies. But it's not just about routine tasks anymore. The automation wave is crashing into professions once considered safe, those requiring complex cognitive work. In fields like law, AI is reviewing contracts in minutes. In finance, it's building sophisticated models, and it's even encroaching on creative domains, generating compelling marketing copy and intricate graphic designs. These were once the bread and butter of many professional careers, now facing unprecedented disruption. Perhaps the most troubling part of this nightmare scenario is how it's slamming the door on the next generation. Entry-level jobs, that first crucial step on the career ladder, are vanishing. Why hire a junior analyst when an AI can do the work faster and for a fraction of the cost? Job postings for these roles have plummeted, with some data showing a stunning 35% drop in the US since January 2023. This creates a massive bottleneck for recent graduates, making it harder than ever to build a career. It prompted leaders like Bill Gates to warn that just knowing how to use AI won't be enough to guarantee a job in this new market. This isn't a temporary dip or a cyclical downturn. It's a fundamental structural shift in the very nature of work, one that threatens to create a permanent chasm between the highly skilled who can command AI and everyone else who is forced to compete with it, a divide that could redefine our economic landscape. But what if everything you know about AI is wrong? What if the real story is just beginning, and the biggest opportunities are still hidden from view? If you want to be on the winning side of this revolution, subscribe now and join a community that's preparing for the future. It's easy to get lost in the doom and gloom data. But if we pull back and look at history, this isn't the first time a new technology has shaken up the workforce. The Industrial Revolution, the personal computer, the internet, they all sparked the same widespread fears of mass unemployment. Pundits predicted the end of work as we knew it, and yet every single time, we adapted. When ATMs were introduced, many feared the end of the bank teller. Instead, bank branches transformed and tellers evolved into customer service representatives and financial advisors, focusing on more complex, human-centric tasks. We ultimately ended up creating more jobs than we lost. Think about it. The role of a software developer or a social media manager simply didn't exist a few decades ago. New tools don't just replace tasks, they create entirely new careers. So, the big question is this time different? The evidence for the dream scenario suggests that history might just be about to repeat itself. The very same World Economic Forum report that predicted job losses also forecasted something incredible. It's not just about jobs disappearing, it's about the simultaneous creation of entirely new categories of work, driven by technology and big data. While technology is expected to displace millions of jobs, it's also projected to create even more new ones. So, where are all these new jobs coming from? They're popping up in fields that barely existed a few years ago. We're seeing a huge demand for AI and machine learning specialists, data scientists, and AI ethics officers. An AI ethics officer, for example, is crucial for ensuring that AI systems are developed responsibly, preventing bias and societal harm. And entirely new roles are emerging, like prompt engineers who specialize in talking to AI, and AI human collaboration experts who design new ways for people and machines to work together. These experts are the architects of our future workplaces, figuring out how to seamlessly integrate AI tools into human workflows to maximize creativity and efficiency. LinkedIn has seen job postings that mention AI more than double in the past 2 years. But this isn't just for the tech wizards. AI is set to augment a massive number of existing professions, not just automate them. Think of it as giving every worker a super-powered assistant. A marketer can use AI to analyze data and draft campaigns in seconds, freeing them up to focus on the big-picture strategy. A doctor can use AI to analyze medical scans with greater accuracy, potentially catching diseases earlier. A teacher can use it to create personalized learning plans for each student. The goal isn't replacement, it's empowerment. This leads to huge productivity gains. Goldman Sachs estimates that generative AI could increase global GDP by 7%. That's nearly $7 trillion, over a 10-year period. That represents a wave of new economic value that can fund innovation, raise living standards, and create opportunities we can't even imagine yet. Small businesses are already getting in on the action. One 2024 survey showed that about 52% of small and medium-sized businesses are now using AI. They're using it for everything from automating customer service to generating marketing content, leveling the playing field against larger corporations. For them, AI isn't a job killer. It's a growth engine that helps them compete, innovate, and ultimately, create more jobs. If you're finding this eye-opening, now's the time to subscribe and join a community that's preparing for the future. Don't just watch, be part of the change. If you're finding this breakdown valuable and it's making you think differently about the future, do me a favor and hit that like button. It really helps the channel and lets us know we're on the right track. So we have these two powerful, competing visions, a nightmare of mass unemployment and a dream of incredible opportunity. One path leads to a world starkly divided where technology serves the few. The other, to a future where AI handles the mundane, freeing humanity for creativity and innovation. The choice between these futures is not preordained. Which one becomes our reality doesn't depend on the technology itself, it depends on us. The bridge between the nightmare and the dream is not made of silicon, it's built with something far more resilient: human adaptation. The data is crystal clear. The skills that matter are changing at an unprecedented pace. The World Economic Forum warns that 44% of a worker's core skills are expected to be disrupted in the next 5 years. This isn't a gentle evolution, it's a seismic shift. It means nearly half of what you know how to do professionally could soon be obsolete. It's no longer enough to learn a trade and coast for 40 years. The old model is broken. The new reality is all about embracing continuous lifelong learning. So what skills will be your superpower in this new world? It's not about trying to beat AI at its own game. We will lose a raw data processing contest every time. Our true strength lies elsewhere. Instead, the future belongs to those who lean into their uniquely human abilities. Skills like critical thinking, complex problem solving, emotional intelligence, and creativity are becoming more valuable than ever. These are the skills that can't be easily replicated by an algorithm because they are rooted in our lived experience, our values, and our consciousness. An AI can analyze 1 million data points, but it can't lead a team through a crisis with compassion. It can generate a report, but it can't build a client relationship based on trust and empathy. That remains our domain. This shift is already happening. Employers are increasingly looking for people who are AI literate, not just people who can build AI, but people who can work with it strategically, ethically, and creatively. They want professionals who can leverage these tools to unlock new efficiencies and get incredible results that drive real business value. This transformation requires a huge coordinated effort from everyone. No single entity can solve this alone. Governments and schools must rethink education. Companies need to invest in their employees, and as individuals, we have to adopt a mindset of constant growth. The future of work isn't about you versus the machine, it's about you learning how to pilot the machine. So is the future of work with AI a nightmare or a dream? The truth is, it's neither, and it's both. The risk of job displacement is real, and it's a challenge we have to face with smart policies and a serious commitment to retraining. The danger of inequality growing is significant, and we can't ignore it. But the dream of a more productive, creative, and fulfilling work life is just as real. AI has the power to free us from the boring, repetitive parts of our jobs and empower us to focus on the work that truly requires our passion, our judgment, and our humanity. The future isn't a path we're forced to walk, it's a landscape we are all shaping right now with the choices we make. The real question isn't what AI will do to us, but what we will do with AI. Will we be passive bystanders, swept away by the current of change? Or will we be the architects of our own future, using this incredible technology to build a more prosperous and equitable world? The next step is yours. If you want to shape the future, don't just watch, get involved. Subscribe, comment your thoughts, and join our community to stay ahead of the AI curve. Your voice matters. Drop a comment below and let us know how AI is changing your world. Together we can build a future where technology empowers everyone. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. The next video could be the one that changes everything for you.